Tommy Caldwell was born on August 11, 1978, in Estes Park, Colorado, into a family that encouraged outdoor exploration. His parents were both active in outdoor activities, which provided Caldwell with a natural introduction to the wilderness. From a young age, he was drawn to the rugged mountains surrounding his hometown, and climbing quickly became a passion. Growing up in the heart of Colorado's Front Range, Caldwell was exposed to some of the best climbing terrain in the world, and his fascination with the sport grew as he honed his skills in the great outdoors. At the age of 10, Caldwell began indoor climbing, but it wasn't until his teenage years that he fully immersed himself in the sport. By the age of 14, he was already competing in local rock climbing competitions, showcasing his natural athleticism and technical skill. He quickly made a name for himself in the climbing community, excelling in both sport and trad climbing. Caldwell's early climbing years were marked by his insatiable hunger for new challenges, and it wasn't long before he began exploring more difficult routes in the mountains of Colorado and beyond. Caldwell's talent and determination earned him recognition in the competitive climbing scene. By his late teens, he was already completing some of the hardest sport routes in the country, solidifying his reputation as one of the rising stars in the world of climbing. He attended the University of Colorado at Boulder but dropped out after a year to pursue climbing full-time, eventually making his mark as a top-tier climber in the early 2000s. Caldwell's career took a monumental turn in the early 2000s, when he began focusing on big wall climbing, a subdiscipline of rock climbing that involves scaling large, often remote rock formations. Big wall climbs require climbers to spend several days on the wall, often bivouacking, camping, on the rock itself. The physical and mental demands of big wall climbing are immense, and only the most skilled climbers are able to succeed on such routes. One of the first major milestones in Caldwell's career came in 2004 when he, alongside fellow climber Beth Rodden, made the first free ascent of the Dawn Wall on El Capitan in Yosemite National Park. This climb would later become the most famous project of Caldwell's career, but it was during these early days that he began to develop a deep understanding of what it would take to succeed on the world's most difficult big walls. In 2005, Caldwell took on another challenge that would define his career, the first free ascent of the famous Salada Wall on El Capitan. This iconic climb, which had been one of the most difficult and sought-after objectives in the world of climbing, was known for its physical difficulty and sustained difficulty over its length. Caldwell's successful free ascent of the Salada Wall was a significant achievement, and it solidified his status as one of the leading big wall climbers of his generation. Caldwell continued to push the boundaries of big wall climbing throughout the 2000s, completing numerous first ascents, free solos, and difficult routes. His skill, dedication, and innovative approach to big wall climbing earned him the respect of fellow climbers, and his reputation as one of the world's best climbers was only growing. Caldwell's career reached its defining moment in 2015 when he, alongside fellow climber Kevin Jorgeson, completed the first free ascent of the Dawn Wall, a vertical rock face on El Capitan that had long been considered one of the most difficult and impossible climbs in the world. The Dawn Wall had resisted attempts by some of the world's best climbers for over a decade, but Caldwell, with his expertise in big wall climbing, was determined to complete the route. The climb was a monumental undertaking, requiring the climbers to spend 19 days on the wall. Unlike traditional big wall ascents, the Dawn Wall required them to climb nearly every inch of the rock using only their hands, feet, and the natural features of the wall. There was no place for rest or error, and every move had to be executed perfectly. The climb was grueling, testing the climbers' physical limits and their mental toughness. They encountered setbacks, weather delays, and physical exhaustion, but their determination carried them forward. The world watched in awe as Caldwell and Jorgeson persevered through this epic challenge. Their successful ascent of the Dawn Wall in January 2015 was a historic achievement, making headlines worldwide. It wasn't just the technical difficulty of the climb that captured the public's attention, it was also the personal story behind the ascent. The Dawn Wall had become a symbol of human determination, resilience, and the pursuit of seemingly impossible goals. Caldwell's success on the Dawn Wall earned him widespread recognition and cemented his place in climbing history. The ascent was an accomplishment that transcended the climbing world, inspiring people from all walks of life to pursue their own dreams and challenges. Caldwell and Jorge were celebrated for their grit, perseverance, and partnership, and the climb became a defining moment in the history of the sport. Main achievements: a legacy of innovation and excellence. Tommy Caldwell's career is marked by a series of groundbreaking achievements that have redefined the possibilities of rock climbing. Some of his most notable accomplishments include free ascent of the Salada Wall. Caldwell's first free ascent of the Salada Wall on El Capitan in 2005 is widely regarded as one of the greatest feats in big wall climbing. His ascent of the route, which had long been considered a challenge, demonstrated his exceptional climbing skills and set the stage for his future accomplishments. The first free ascent of the Dawn Wall, 2015. Caldwell's most iconic achievement, the free ascent of the Dawn Wall, is considered one of the greatest accomplishments in the history of climbing. It pushed the boundaries of what was thought to be possible on El Capitan and set a new standard for big wall climbing. First ascent of the Fitz Traverse. In 2008, Caldwell completed a first ascent of the Fitz Traverse in Patagonia, a highly technical and difficult route that had never been climbed before. This accomplishment added another major achievement to his already impressive resume. Numerous first ascent routes. Caldwell has completed multiple first ascents of challenging routes in Yosemite, Patagonia, and other major climbing destinations around the world, further cementing his reputation as a pioneer in the sport. The role of a mentor and inspiration, Caldwell has inspired and mentored numerous young climbers throughout his career, sharing his experience and knowledge of big wall climbing. His approach to climbing, focusing on mental fortitude, teamwork, and determination, has influenced the climbing community. Final years: continued climbing and advocacy. In recent years, Caldwell has continued to be an active and respected figure in the climbing world, although he has taken a more low-key approach compared to his early years. He remains committed to exploring new climbing challenges and pushing the boundaries of the sport. However, he has also embraced a more balanced lifestyle, spending time with his family and advocating for causes related to the environment and sustainability. In addition to his climbing accomplishments, Caldwell has become an advocate for climbing access and environmental protection. He works with organizations like the Access Fund to promote conservation and preserve climbing areas for future generations. Caldwell has also used his platform to raise awareness about the importance of outdoor recreation and the need to protect natural spaces. Conclusion: a legacy of excellence and inspiration. Tommy Caldwell's career in climbing is one of constant innovation, pushing the limits of what is possible on the rock. His achievements, particularly his free ascent of the Dawn Wall, have set a new standard in the climbing world, and his legacy will continue to inspire climbers for generations to come. Caldwell has not only excelled as a climber but has also used his platform to advocate for the preservation of the natural environments that climbers cherish. Whether scaling the world's most challenging big walls or mentoring young climbers, Caldwell's influence on the sport of climbing is undeniable. His commitment to pushing the boundaries of human potential, both on the rock and in his advocacy work, ensures that his legacy will remain an enduring part of the climbing community for years to come.